What is Bootstrap? It's a mobile first front-end framework. It is mainly to achieve the responsive web design. You have learned about media queries, right? Before this, while learning CSS, did you learn about media queries? Did you feel it easy or difficult? What did you feel about media queries? You could understand what is media queries, right? Yeah, but here for in media queries, what we used to do, we used to give a condition separately for each screen, right? We used to give, if it is a mobile, give one condition. If it is for desktop, give another condition. So based on the condition, based on the pixels, we used to use the styles for that particular mobile app or any desktop app based on the screen resolutions. So that is what we used to do while using media queries, right? But here in Bootstrap, it is mainly designed for responsive web design. Means it is very easy to implement for all types of devices. Say if it is mobile, tablet, desktop, laptop, whatever the devices that you are using, it automatically uh, changes the resolution according to the device size. Okay, so that is the main agenda for this Bootstrap design. Okay, and there is a class which I'll be showing you how to define that for medium devices, how to give the style class, how to for small devices, how to give the style class. So these things which we have to just apply one style class for that. That's all. So if you apply the style class and everything will be set automatically. No need to apply any conditions as we were doing in CSS. Okay. So because of this feature, Bootstrap has become very famous. Okay. And it has become very easy. Okay. And before this Bootstrap come, did you guys design any web applications or any assignment using CSS and HTML till now? Did you, did you get any task or assignment on that? Did you design one complete page? Okay. So you designed using HTML and CSS, right? Not Bootstrap. Yeah. Okay. 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 So you have an idea how much effort it will take, right, to design any page. So without Bootstrap, it is actually time consuming. We used to take so very long time to design any web page, because even the small minute changes also will be affecting the page, right? Even one pixel also will be affecting the page. So you need to be very conscious about the width, height, and placing the images on the CSS, on the web page. So all these things will be like too much of time consuming, and the effort also is required little, more compared when you are using Bootstrap. Okay. So the drawbacks of just using CSS and HTML is, one is, let me just write what Bootstrap, it's a first front-end framework. Okay. And it is mainly achieve response. Anything, any problem? I could hear some voice. Are you asking anything for me? So it is mainly to achieve responsive web design. Okay. So drawbacks of just using CSS and HTML. So what one thing is, it's a lot of time consuming. Okay. And second one is lot of lines of code. See, when we are writing CSS, when we are designing a page, can you please mute the audio, others? I could hear so much of background noise. Can you please mute the audio? I could hear a lot of background noise. Okay. So, okay. Can you please mute the audio, everyone? Only if you have any questions or if you want to ask me, unmute and talk. Otherwise, please mute the audio. Okay. So as I told, CSS and HTML, it is time consuming to design a page, and it also requires a lot of effort while coding. I mean, the lines of code will be like too much, right? So that way, when we are using Bootstrap, we can actually reduce the lines of code. It is just a copy paste of a page that you'll be seeing now. I'll be showing you one small example today how to use Bootstrap. Okay. So first, let me complete the theory part of Bootstrap. Okay. See, for example, if you are designing any web page, and if say you're working on some live projects, okay, at that time, when you have any web application to design, at that you'll be like allotted with like 2 to 3 resources for one page design. Okay. So if 3 resources wants to design one complete web page, and also it takes around 1 week, say. Okay. So it may take 1 week for 3 resources to complete one complete web page just by using CSS and HTML. The same web page can be completed by one resource only within 1 day, maybe. So that is that much easy. So that is the reason, like Bootstrap is I mean, the resources for designing a page also will be reduced. So if you are taking 3% for completing one web page, but using Bootstrap, one guy is enough to design one web page. Okay. So that is one advantage of using a Bootstrap. Okay. So here more resources are required to design complicated web pages. Okay. So here, let's say for one page designing, just by using HTML and CSS. Okay. If they're taking 8 hours, okay, each person. Here, the same web page can be designed using Bootstrap. Okay, just by 1 hour. And if you are really expert in once you get used to how to design using Bootstrap, then half an hour also sometimes it is easy. You can complete one complete web page within half an hour also. Okay, once you get used to the Bootstrap designing. Okay, so that is that much easy using a Bootstrap. Okay, so now let's see what are all the advantages of using this. So first thing is you put less efforts. Put less efforts on functionality. I mean, in designing a page, more effort on functionality of a page. So we actually need more functionality in a page, right? More than like designing is completely taken care by Bootstrap. But once you add functionality to the page, then only the application becomes more efficient. So that way you can spend more time on functionality here. So you will get some time, like from designing, you will get some time for functionality. So you can put the same effort for functionality. Okay, so that way it will increase the efficiency of the page. Okay, so more efforts you can put on functionality. Okay, and here, because of this, we can increase the speed of development. So it is always recommended. See, as soon now the Bootstrap has come up, it's not that you cannot use CSS and HTML, but always it is, better to know the basics first. HTML and CSS is a must to understand the Bootstrap. Okay, so it's not that okay, I have learned HTML and CSS, now Bootstrap means it's not a new thing, but this is the base. CSS and HTML is the base for Bootstrap. Okay, without that, it is difficult to understand what is Bootstrap, how to use the style classes of Bootstrap. So those things should be understand. It is easy to understand only if you know HTML and CSS. Okay, so get really good at HTML and CSS basics so that it is easy for you to write code in your code using Bootstrap. Okay, and whenever some advanced concepts come up, like just like now the Bootstrap 5 has come up, so it's always better to understand the new concepts and implement using the new concepts, because once you start using new concepts, your effort of coding will be less and more. As the concepts will come up with new technologies, new features and all, then the efficiency of the code and lines of code will be reduced with all ready-made frameworks. All this, like we have all the classes and utilities which are built in already, so no need to write code for each and everything. It is just you need to use the code for that particular situation, so that you need to understand based on the situation which code to use for that particular functionality. Okay, so those things to understand, you should get familiar what all Bootstrap will contain, so that you will understand if you are facing some issue at that time, which method to use or which frame, which class to use. So those things you will be understanding only if you understand what are all the methods, what are all the functionalities Bootstrap provides us. Okay, so just by knowing it's not sufficient, right? You should understand at particular situation which method to use. So that is the main thing actually. Okay, if it is not flashing to your mind, okay, these are the methods are there in the Bootstrap, we can use this. If we are not really understanding that, then we'll be ending up with writing lots of code. We can accomplish the same task using a different ways also, but you will be ending up with writing lots of code. Okay, so that is the reason, understand what are all the methods are there, so that your effort of writing the code will be reduced. Okay, am I clear? Okay, okay. So this is a ready-made framework. Okay, so ready-made framework means it has all the built-in classes and utilities. Okay, just have to use based on the functionality or the situations that you are using, based on the code requirements. Okay, you will be using that particular methods or classes. Okay, so and this actually works with HTML and CSS only. As I told you, for this the base thing is HTML and CSS. This works with HTML and CSS, and it supports responsive web design. Okay, and the another thing is with this, almost all web browsers supports this. Okay, so these are the advantages, and actually this got released in the year 2011. Okay, actually the first version initial release was happened in the year 2011. Okay, that was 1.x, and now current version that we are using is 5.x. Bootstrap 5 will be using it. Okay, so these are the introduction about Bootstrap. Yes, tell me. RWD is responsive web design. Just a short form that I have written for this. Okay. Responsive web design is media queries that I told you, right? For any application to work, it should support all the screen resolutions. Okay, so responsive web design is where it supports all the devices. Based on the resolutions, it will support mobiles, tablets, laptops, desktops, everything will be supported. So that is called responsive web design. Based on the resolution, it will adjust. The content will adjust according to the screen resolution. Okay, so that is called responsive web design. Okay, am I clear? Okay. So now let's see how usually we design a layout. Okay, and what all we use in Bootstrap. I'll just show you. Now, before this, we had a layout. How we used to design a layout? We used to use normal semantic tags, right? So here we had a layout. So have you guys tried using flex and float, all these things? Have you tried designing a layout using a normal CSS? Okay. So layout is used for designing a web page. Okay. So in the normal CSS HTML, we used to use what all here? Footer. We used to have main, section, div, header. So these are the things that we used to use, right? Here footer, okay. Header, and main. Div, section. So these are the tags that we were using before the float and flex came. So this was the normal tags like section, div, main, footer, header. These were the things which we were using to create a layout. But later we got something called for styling. We got styling and making a web page like some component based. So we used something called grid float. So here we started using for styling. Okay. Have you guys used float? No. Used up. Okay. So float, flex, and grid. So these three things which we were later started using for designing layouts, right? Flex and grid became very popular. So based on the requirement, we will use either flex or grid, okay? But if float was used in a 3.x, okay? In 3.x, we used to use float. But later when flex and grid came up, we started using flex and grid more. Okay, this is both in 4.x and 5.x. Okay, so here we started using flex and grid in 4.x and 5.x. Then with Bootstrap, what we started using is, okay. So now we have Bootstrap. So in Bootstrap, we have container. We will use, there are all built-in classes we'll be having. Okay, and here we will be using container fixed and container fluid. Okay, we have fixed and we have fluid. What actually will occupy the ends? Okay, fixed will do with fixed and fluid. So these are Bootstrap. This will make the web page two layouts that will be using in the Bootstrap. Okay, so how this Bootstrap will work on the grid system mainly. Okay, see, for example, web page like this, and grids, how the Bootstrap will work is, it will divide. There is a columns always. You know how the grid and flex work, right? So grid is a two-dimensional and flex is one-dimensional, right? So but here in Bootstrap, it is always divided into 12 columns. So one row is divided into 12 columns. See, 1, 2, 3 till 12 it will go. Okay, so one web page is divided into 12 columns. So here, if you want to use 3 columns, okay, then, and you have say 4 pictures that you have, and you want to place it in one row. So how the column should be divided into 3? I mean, if you have say 12 divided by 4 is 3, right? So if you are giving column width as 3 for each, so you can give 4 columns here. So each column will occupy 3 width, right? So that way here it will occupy 12 columns. So one column, one width, you say like this, it is 12. You can even combine with, I mean, 2-3 columns together, you can combine and make it as a one column. So likewise, you have to always divide by 12 only. Okay. So how much ever columns you want, you have to divide it by 12. Okay. So max 12 columns, it will be there. Okay. So this is how the screen size is divided in a Bootstrap. It uses a grid system. Okay. See, for example, you have a web page like this, and there is a header, some slider. Okay. And here one footer, and there is a content here. Okay. So when you are using this, this is a first row, and this is second row, and this is third row, and this is fourth row. Okay. So you have 4 will be occupying all the 12 columns now. If you want to divide it into 2, then you will be giving 12 by 2, right? So at that time, 6 columns it will take. So if you want to divide it by 2, if you want like this, then like for example, in the body part here, I have divided the content into two parts here. So here what it does is, it will take this complete column width here and 6 column width here. Okay. If you want to divide it by 3, okay. So at that time it will take 4 column width. So 4, 4, 4, how much? It's 12, right? So it will take 4 column width and divide it into 3. Okay. So that is how the grid system will work. Let's see the screen size, how if you have any doubts, you can interrupt me and ask in between. Okay. See now, screen resolution, as I was talking, like it is In Bootstrap, this is very important concept. Okay. So no need to mug up all these things. I'm just giving you how actually the screen resolution is divided. Okay. You will get everything in the Bootstrap document. I will show you where you have to go for Bootstrap document to get, know about all those things. I will be showing you the link also there. You go there and read the document. It is very much easy to understand if you read it and try on your own. Okay. So now I will just tell you how actually this is divided. If you have 576px, okay, if the screen resolution is less than 576px, it is considered as extra small devices. Okay. And if it is greater than 576px and till less than 768px, considered as small devices. Okay. And if it is greater than 768px and to less than 992px, it is considered as medium devices. If it is greater than 992px to less than 1200px, it is considered as large devices. Okay. And if it is greater than 1200px, it is considered as extra large devices. Okay, so this is how the screen resolutions are divided, and based on this screen resolution, you have to give the class name. For example, see, always the columns, how it is divided is column hyphen star. Okay, so here you need to give how many column width that you want. So this is here I'm not specifying any device name. Okay, if at all I want device name like columns for small devices, I'll be using SM and I'll be giving some 4 as a width. So what it will do is it will consider for one. So this is for small devices. I'll be giving like this. So if you want to give column MD and hyphen 3, you can give medium. For medium devices, I want the column width to be divided by 3. Okay, so here column again for large devices, I'll be giving LG. Okay, LG I want only 2. Column divided by XL, I want only 1 here. Okay, so like this it will be divided. The column you will be mentioning like this inside a class. For example, I'll take this column MD3. How this will be divided? See, as I told, we have 12 columns. Okay, till 12 I have. Okay, so now it will divide this. See, MD3 I have given. Now it will divide 12 divided by I want 3 width, means how many? 4, right? So if I give 12 by 4, it is equal to 3. 12 by 4 is 3, right? Did you understand? So 12 by 4 is equal to 3. So when you give MD3, it will divide it into 3 columns and give you the output. Okay, I will show you one example using a Bootstrap. You will understand clearly when you see it. Okay, so here conditional CS automatically taken care by the Bootstrap. Before this, in media queries, we used to give condition, right? At media queries, we used to give if the resolution is this much to this much, then you used to give the style classes inside that. But now, as soon as you give this, automatically Bootstrap will take care of this conditional CSS. Okay. I'll show you how to do it in Bootstrap so that it will be easy for you to understand. Okay. Bootstrap file. You go to this link. You go to this docs here. Okay. When you go to docs, there is something called breakpoints. See, as I was discussing about grid breakpoints, resolution. Yes, breakpoints are the building blocks of responsive design. Okay. Use media queries to architect your CSS by breakpoint. Means here there are the breakpoints. See, extra small, small, medium, large, extra XXL also has come up in Bootstrap 5. Okay. So these are the dimensions for that. So based on the resolution pixels, it will adjust the screen size. See, these are the shortcut that we'll be using for small, medium, large, extra large, XXL. So these are the things that we'll be using. Okay. And to start with Bootstrap, say I want you guys to go through this documentation properly. Okay. Whenever you today you try how to use the Bootstrap. I'll just give you an example how to first use the Bootstrap in your code, and later I'll ask you to write one code using a Bootstrap. Okay. So I have a HTML page here, Bootstrap intro. I have nothing here now. Okay. So I want type. Yeah. Here we have HTML head and so inside the head part, we always have to write this link, CSS link. As soon as you go for this docs and if introduction, you will be getting a code. Okay. See, this is CSS. You just have to copy this link and paste in your head tag here, link. Okay. So when you place this, the Bootstrap will be enabled in your file. In this HTML, the Bootstrap, same way you need to copy the JavaScript. There is a JavaScript bundle also, which is included inside this script tag. Okay, you need to copy and place it again here inside the body. Okay, so these two are mandatory for you for your Bootstrap to work. Okay, and along with this, if you just go to some code, there is a meta tag, required meta tags. See, these things you need to add in your head tag. So these are the meta tags that you need. So this meta tags will give you the device width, and there is a zoom level. Okay, so these things are mainly for making responsive web design, and it should support for all browsers. So that is the reason we have to use this meta tags also along with the Bootstrap for responsive web designs and to support in the browsers. For some browsers, it will not support. Okay, at that time, so I mean this meta tag is required. So instead of that, it's always a better practice to use the meta tags in your code. Okay, so that's what for making responsive web design, this meta tag is required. See, we have a viewport. Okay, so this it will show you what is the viewport that we are using, and it will give you the device width. Okay, and initial scale. This is a zoom level for a web page. So these are all the required things that a web browser is required. Okay, to make a responsive web design. Okay, and also for see, if you are using Chrome, it is the best, but if you are using some browsers, other browsers, sometimes it will not support. Okay, at that time meta tags is useful because it will check what is the content of the web page, what is the device width of it. Okay, for all this making a responsive web design, these things are required. So that is the reason meta tag should be added in your HTML code. Okay, this link, it is a bundle of CSS. Okay, okay. And this is a link that we'll be using for CSS bundle, and this is a link which we'll be using for JavaScript bundle. Okay, so you may ask why JavaScript? We have not even started with JavaScript, right? So the reason for this is there are some functionalities, okay, where Java, Bootstrap uses. So those JavaScript functionality is already used inside this bundle. So if functionality should be worked with this particular CSS things, then even the script tag is required here. Okay. If you don't have any functionality in a page, it is just a design, then not required. But if you have some functionality inside a page, then script tag is required for it. Okay. So this is how you use. See, there is a template. I'll just show you one example how you actually, now you have copied here link and script tag, you have copied, and your add some layout, some content, something. We'll see here. See, for example, I want to design this page. Okay, I want one email address and I want some text area here. What I will do, I'll just copy this and paste inside the pod. Okay, so now let's go and see how this will. See, I got the email address and text area here. But to design just by using CSS the same thing, how long will you be able to take? At least to design this, we will take half an hour. It's a very simple, but it is just within few seconds. I just copy pasted and I got the email address and the text is the code here. So if you want this drop menu, okay, if you want to here, you can change the value. You just have to copy this code and you can add. You want both. Now I will add this select also in the same. Okay. See, I got this menu also here. I got 1, 2, 3. You can change it here. If you don't want 1, 2, 3, you want some other values, JS, CSS, and HTML. Okay. You can change according to your values. Okay. Now, as soon as I give, I got the menu of my requirement. I got JS, CSS, HTML. Okay. So properly in the div section and wherever like you want. See, for example, I have some components like carousel. There is a slides, first slide, second slide. See, as soon as I click this first slide, second slide, third slide, it is moving, right? Now, if you want to design the same by using CSS and HTML, it is time consuming. So what I will do is I'll just copy this. Okay. And I'll just. Okay. Here I'm not using the images, right? So if I want to use the image, I can images and I'll give some JavaScript. Or see, I'll go to Achieva. Carousel, where you can, it keeps changing, right? Now I'll do inspect. Have this image. Okay. So this is the image I'm taking. So we'll take one more. So this and item 2. This is item 3 for full stack. So this is took here.